So we live. Good
Perfect.
morning, gentlemen.
Morning.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
Relatively fine.
Yeah?
Yes.
Okay, that's good. Better than the market. I'm happy to see that.
Yes, much better, my friend.
Okay, that's good. So today, good morning, everyone. We are here with Jordi from OpenGPU Network and Fatih, the founder of OpenGPU Network. So today we're gonna discuss OpenGPU, Nosana, obviously, but we're also gonna discuss a broad topic about centralized versus decentralized compute, and we're gonna see a little bit we're gonna see how we can discuss how the different AI workloads are run on the different infrastructure. So before starting with the hot topic, like the traditional roundtable, I think that would be good if Jordi, you can start introduce yourself to the audience, and then Fatia will ask you the same questions, and then we can start with a little bit discussions.
All right, perfect. Thanks, Bourgeois. So my name is Jordi. I'm in the role of business developer in OpenGPU Network. For you who don't know OpenGPU Network, it's a company we started about 3 years ago. Fatih and two others co-founded the company, so I will let Fatih do the short introduction. My role is to focus on commercial and legal aspect of the business, and together with the co-founders to execute the strategy that we decide upon together. So Fatih, please introduce yourself and OpenGPU Network as well.
Sure. I'm Fatih, founder of OpenGPU, and briefly, I was in computer science field in university, and I was doing my master's degree on distributed compute. And the idea of OpenGPU came to my mind when I started college, and through the years I built this idea, and at the end we created this business. OpenGPU is a task marketplace for any compute instance. So instead of traditional rental methods, we are creating a protocol that execute tasks with GPUs, and there is no commitment on GPU side. So idle GPUs can contribute to this compute protocol. So overall, our goal is creating efficiency and scalability at zero cost. And this is also a way of decentralized compute infrastructure, because it acts like how transactions are acting on Ethereum chain. So this is very similar with that idea. We can deep dive on technical and business side in the later. But for now, I think that's a brief introduction.
Okay. Thank you, guys. Good question, actually, Fatih, because and Jordi, you said that you started 3 years ago, and you had decided 3 years ago. So did you notice straight away this needs in terms of GPUs, or that you pivot in the meantime because 3 years ago, let's say AI wasn't a hot topic yet. So I'm very curious to see how you were inspired.
Yeah, in university, I was already in AI field. I was doing AI research, and I was already in closed beta of OpenAI GPT endpoint. So I knew this was coming. I created some products that uses GPT-3. So back in 2021. So I knew this will be the next thing by 4 or 5 years ago. And I see the issue as a researcher of myself. I was it was very hard for me to reach compute resources. I need a cheap compute resource, and only few hours. I don't need to pay for 6 months because I'm just a researcher. So we see that this need will be present in the future. So we build for the future, and right now we see that this is actually a very needed sector of this AI field.
Okay, that's pretty good. And you, Jordi, because I know a little bit your background, especially on the legal side. So what made you very interested into the GPUs and OpenGPU, and you were like, okay, I want to jump on this boat and I want to ride that wave. Like, what was the exciting point for you?
Yeah, good question, actually. Of course, I discussed a lot with my business partners before we engaged with OpenGPU, and especially one of them saw the potential because one of the main limitations for artificial intelligence to grow is access of GPU capacity. And we were thinking how to overcome this problem, also looking at analogies from the internet boom. And of course, now lately, on the stock market, AI is a bit in a downfall, but I think we all agree it will play a very big role in the future. So we were just thinking that OpenGPU tackles one of the major issues and in a decentralized way. And we also think that that is going to be more and more happening in the future. So that's what triggered the interest. And then, of course, we on a personal level, we also clicked very well with Fatih and the other people. So that's why we invested a lot of time and effort in the company.
Ah, nice. So now you build like the dream team, and now you're ready to, like to take it to the moon. Okay, that's good. So like now the foundation is set. I think everyone understand a little bit the background behind OpenGPU and see the field behind OpenGPUs. So I think we can like discuss a little bit like more the topic regarding centralized versus decentralized a little bit and see okay, like why, let's say, the decentralized infrastructure matters, like especially right now, like what are the pain points that we are trying to solve, and does it mean that it is very exclusive? Does it mean that they cannot both live together? So that's a little bit of the discussion that we're gonna have right now, and then we're gonna also discuss a little bit like why Nosana and OpenGPUs, like what doesn't make sense, because we have GPUs, you have GPUs, why are we working together? What are we doing together? Is it like a fake partnership? Is it like a real one? And so on. So let's start with this. So Fatih, you touch a point that I'm very interested is you discuss and you briefly mentioned the inefficiency regarding idle GPUs and the fact that AI is rising. So I would like you like maybe to develop a little bit more on this aspect and say like how we can optimize the resources that are like available, especially with the data centers or the gamers and so on, and what is like the vision of OpenGPU regarding that aspect?
Yeah, as OpenGPU network and a lot of decentralized infrastructure companies, the main goal is using the max capacity of each GPUs around the world. To access this, there are few ways. First one is creating peer-to-peer connection with one customer to one GPU. This is rental based. One customer will choose one GPU, and then this GPU will give credentials to customer, so customer can use. This is rental way, and to reach maximum efficiency with rental way is hard because for each GPU node you need to find a client and connect them together. At OpenGPU network, what we do is we are building a protocol. The tasks, the compute task, it can be rendering, it can be inference, and it can be anything that needs compute. They are collecting in a pool, and in this pool, clients send tasks to the pool. GPUs take pool from this. They take tasks from this pool. So there is many to many infrastructure. There are many clients, many GPUs, and they all consume one pool. With this like architecture, it is way easier to reach max efficiency. And when you reach efficiency, you solve two problems. One is the cost, because it's efficient. Clients, they don't need to choose one GPU, they just send a task and one GPU executed, so there is no operational cost for client. And for provider, for GPU owner, they don't need to wait for one client to choose them. They can decide, I want to compute something, and they can take a task from this pool and then execute and earn reward. So this saves time and this saves money. So this is our approach, and this is why we will be efficient when adoption comes, because when there is more provider, there will be more compute, and there is more clients, there will be more demand, and the pool, the protocol itself will scale. So this is our advantage against centralized providers, because to scale they need to create budget, because they need operational cost. They have operational cost for each rented GPU. They need to maintain each GPU individually, etc. So this is what I was mentioning earlier.
Okay. Okay. So they have like more, according to you, an enterprise approach where they have to pay a lot in advance and they have to invest a lot in advance in order like to scale and in order like to face like the rise of AI.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's why like you guys like prioritize the task approach, right?
Yeah, that's true. With task approach, if you want to scale, you will just send more tasks. You don't rent more GPUs. And
Yeah.
price of a task is stable. So if you scale with our many-to-many architecture, you don't pay more. Your payment goes linearly. But if you scale with centralized cloud provider, your payment goes exponentially.
Okay. Okay. And that's how you can address the demand in the future, and that's how you plan to scale basically.
Yeah.
Okay. Very interesting. Very interesting. I like this idea. And Jordi, in terms of right now, like with the rise of AI in the infrastructure and so on, so what are like on the let's say on the regulation business aspects, what are the aspects that you're excited about and the aspect that you find challenging from a personal point of view?
I think it's the same aspect. It's the data security. It's a challenge. I think in the world where we live to have secure data, and if you work with one of the big companies such as Amazon or Google, then all your data is essentially in this data center of this big company. Plus, these kind of big companies actually do have the infrastructure and the resources to use your data or actually to learn from your data. And what happens if you use GPUs, for example, from individual GPU providers or small data centers, then the data of your tasks as a user is not in one company. Plus, these type of small GPU providers do not really have the infrastructure to use your data. And I think that is a big difference. And especially also in Europe, where we focus now with our core business, data security is very important, and Europe also wants to separate itself from the United States and from other geographical locations. So I think that also fits in very well with our company and its values.
Actually, it's interesting because I like what you're saying, Jordi, because like usually people will say like, oh, my data is like I like safer with like a big company like Google, Amazon, or whatever. But actually, like you said, what you're saying is like with the decentralized world, it's like your data is not like centralized in one place. So it's not Google has everything. It's like no, you can spread it like everywhere. And the people like that run the workload and so on, they don't have usually like, or they don't even want to have necessarily access to this data. You know, so they just care about like running the AI workload, making a little bit like of money even based on that, you know, and then they go to the next jobs, you know.
Yeah, it's a fundamental difference. Yeah, definitely, Bourgeois. Yeah.
Okay, I like this approach because usually, like when I discuss with lead and people running at workloads, they're like very, you know, like obviously as you said, like data is very important, and they're like very like scared, like okay, what about my data? Because like it's safe with like the big companies, but if there is a leak over there, okay, no. So from a legal point of view, and from like a public point of view, I think it's like they will be like it's easier to defend if there is a leak from Google than, you know, a small like provider. So, you know, like that's something that they can always challenge a bit.
Yeah, definitely. And I think also what you say from a legal perspective, there are regulations also in Europe related to data privacy and privacy. And I think that small companies which provide GPUs, they have also a more specific niche in the market, and in my experience for this niche they do very elaborate checks and balances for the legal side, and yeah, I think it's a great potential there to cluster the small fish.
Yes, I agree. And I think Fatih agrees as well.
Yeah, that's true. And also, decentralized compute network, it also brings anonymity. So you can be anonymous if you don't want to give your ID to anyone. You will just execute a transaction on blockchain with your wallet. So you don't have to give your ID to these data centers or GPU providers. If you want to just execute something and move on, you can do it with decentralized networks.
True, true. And I think something that as well, like you mentioned, like in a very subtle way, Fadi, before, is the way that now the builders they want to, they want to run AI workloads. Now they have also access to different types and different varieties of GPUs. While like if they go with the centralized roads, let me put it that way, they will have access only like to the higher end chips. So can you maybe develop a little bit on this aspect?
Yeah, for AI startups and early builders, with the centralized providers, it is very hard to access high-end GPUs. If you want to like acquire 8 #100 cluster from a centralized provider, they give you a subset of rules. You need to do this, do this, do this, and then maybe I will grant you to use that source. So you have to be eligible to use high-end GPUs if you go to centralized providers. And for individuals and individual builders, etc., it is hard to reach that level. You need to spend $10,000, $50,000 to access these high-end GPUs. With decentralized providers, there is no such a thing because it is permissionless, it is open. You can, if you pay the price, you can access any kind of GPU. So this is very important for AI builders, and early startups because otherwise they can't match with the technology. They are just one step behind of the technology. They are using cards that released 2 years ago, and they are building on top of these cards. So they are always like get behind, and this actually creates more centralized way also on AI side. So we see that there is OpenAI, there is cloud, and they are closed sourced AI firms. And when these individuals, they can't access high-end GPUs, they can't compete, they can't create open source high-end this like new level AI models if they can't access GPU. So these decentralized compute networks, they also solve the issue of centralization on AI inference side. So it is two-sided. I think it is a very, very valid point, and we need to consider that compute needs to be permissionless, and everyone should access to these high-end GPUs because it should be fair for everyone to develop.
Okay, so compute should be like a little bit like a public good instead of being like okay. And that's like the narrative what you're fighting for. I like that. Then what do you think about the abstractions? What does it matter to you, like abstraction for scaling AI workloads?
Abstraction of what? Abstraction of
like because we spoke about data, about the privacy and everything like that, and in that sense, it's like what would be the best way in that aspect then to protect the data and like to protect to make sure that the privacy is still like provided. Yeah.
So there are different types of clients. One client can work for trading, automatic trading with AI support. For this client, it is very important to not give data to outside because it is very sensitive, because the data is money for this client. So for that client, on protocol, we will offer encrypted messages, and we will offer that GPU providers that are trusted by third parties with certificates, etc., that the data will always be encrypted and it will not be stored. for this kind of client, they will pay more to get this like special treatment. But for like a university student, the data set he is using for AI research, it is public data set. So it is not an issue to give this data to public. It is already public database. So for this kind of client, he can choose, okay, I don't care about privacy, just compute this task in any GPU, and it will be way cheaper for this client. So with centralized protocols, we can abstract many levels of security and privacy, and each level will have its own market. So with centralized providers, you can't do this because you need to assume each client needs top security, and because of that, they are overcharging each client because they give them top security even if the client doesn't need that, even if it is public data set. So with decentralized protocols, you can offer this to clients, and university students, he can access 10 times cheaper than this centralized provider because he just need to run a data set and he will get model weights from it and he will put it into his thesis. So this is what abstraction of decentralized compute brings to the world.
Nice. And like based on this answer, like and that I can ask maybe Jordi the question, especially on the business side. Would you recommend like a client to have like one providers or multiple providers? Like what do you think is the best in that case?
Yeah, I think multiple providers, because we have also seen in the market that for different tasks, different providers are more cost efficient. And from a business side, for certain GPU users, the speed of the performance is the most important, and for certain users, the price is most important. And also, this is dynamic, so this can also change. So that is why it's wonderful. Also by the partnership together with Nosana and OpenGPU, that we make available a lot of different providers to the users, and case by case they can make a decision for themselves what they would like to use, but also our algorithms help them to pick the right provider. And what we see is from time to time the optimal scenario may change. So I think choice is always a luxury, also related to GPU provider.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, true. Like, and with that, like, especially with the algorithm, I think it's a great system. So because the client or the lead sometimes they don't know what's best for them, like what the most optimal road for them. So with the algorithm, then they know, okay, like this is like the structure where I should go. Like this is the road I should follow, and then that make their life way more easier.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Talking about clients and leads, there are like multiple actors now in the infrastructure, let's say industry right now, especially in terms of GPUs. I feel like every time I go, like I just come back from Hong Kong, it was great and so on. And every time I go to AI conferences or like Web3 conferences, I feel like there are like new projects, building like a GPU, like a cluster or like a marketplace or whatever. And I wanted to know, like, from you guys, where do you find your leads and your customers and so on? Especially because you, Fatih, you're based in Turkey. I didn't say that even at first. And Jordi, you between the Netherlands, Switzerland, Luxembourg. Like, I mean, I'm also on the BD side, so we have the life of a cowboy. We everywhere, you know.
Yes.
So I wanted to know, like, guys, what are the markets that you target, and what are your priorities? And how do you run the show, basically?
Yeah, our business development manager is Jordi, so he can extend the details on this question. But usually, as OpenGPU network, we are going to conferences and we are using our network to reach AI startups and like small providers. And via our network, we are going to them. We have meetings. We are explaining why this is better solution. And even if they don't fully convert pivot to OpenGPU network, it is good to have this additional revenue stream for providers, and it is good to have this cost-efficient additional AI as a service layer with OpenGPU network for clients. So this is our strategy right now, going to conferences and collecting information from the environment, and then we are approaching them one by one. Because as for now, we are working business to business, but in the future, our vision is reaching end clients and users. But as for now, it is not likely until we scale till one point. After that point, the network itself will scale automatically. But till that point, we need to push it. So right now, we are focusing on our BD side. And for that, Jordi can explain our methods and our strategies.
Yes.
Yes. And I think, Bourgeois, we're also in the same boat. You know, also the challenges to convince companies to join a smaller GPU provider compared to the giants. Also, we know that the giants, they are buying market share by giving away a lot of free credits to new users. But actually, we found out that the big companies, they are selling older GPUs for top prices. And because they have such a strong position, also with other aspects of their business, they can afford to do this for now. But with parties like us in the market, it will be more and more difficult for them. So our challenge essentially is to make aware the companies that there is also another possibility than just to pay Amazon or Google. And then after your free credits run out, you have to pay top prices. So for now, our challenge is to increase this awareness. And like Fatih says, that's why we're traveling the world and spreading the word. And apart from that, we are also, since recently, actively formating partnerships with communities. For example, communities where a lot of developers are part of, or communities which are derived from larger institutions, such as universities. It's also interesting for us to make a deal there. To increase the awareness, because we believe that our service offering is really high quality, and like with everything what is high quality, it's better to give the people a taste, and then they will stay because they like it. But to get them the first taste, this is the challenge, and this is costing us a lot of effort at the moment. But I have a lot of trust that it will grow organically. So it will go also word of mouth. And that's why the community aspect is also important for us.
Yeah, I like the wine tasting approach. Like you taste a little bit the wine, and then you know which one you want. You know.
Yeah, you know my hobbies, Bourgeois. So yes, I like this analogy.
Exactly. So and then and then like in terms, because you guys spoke about small startup, universities, AI workload, and so on. Like, what are like typically like the use cases that you have seen? Like that work like pretty well with like the decentralized compute roads, let me put it that way. Like what type of AI inference is it like can you give us like a little bit of information regarding that aspect?
Sure. We can give from our clients. For example, one of our clients doing machine learning hackathons. So there are thousands of people like publishing machine learning algorithms, and they need to compete all of these algorithms within a close period. So for them, if they go for Amazon or Google Cloud, to scale to thousands of GPUs, they need to pay like a lot more. Actually, I also have numbers. With our decentralized network, we compare it to Amazon Web, Amazon AWS, and they were using T4, Tesla T4 GPU at Amazon Web Services, and we switch it to 4090, and the cost was half the price, but the computing power is 10 times more with these 4090s. So they pay half the price, but they get 10 times more compute power. And one task was executing in 1 hour, but with our system, it executes in 7 minutes. So in 1 hour, they can do like 12 tasks. And when you divide it by 2, when you divide the cost by 2, at the end, it is 90% cheaper if they go with this decentralized compute way instead of going to centralized cloud providers. This is one of the use cases. You can use this for not distributed, but decentralized machine learning algorithms, because each algorithm takes 1 to 15 hours in their platform, and they can't know how many hours that task will execute before they execute it. This is one of the issues on computing. So they are paying a lot of money to scale on demand with centralized providers. But when they come to decentralized way, they know what will they pay, because they pay for each task. So this is one of the use cases. And there is also an option to run embarrassingly parallel jobs. This is more technical way. Embarrassingly parallel job means each part of the computation has independence from each other. So you can run it parallelly, and at the end you can combine it. For this method, I give video generation with 3D modeling. There is 24 frames in 1 second, and each frame is independent from each other. And with this method, embarrassingly parallel method, you can give 24 GPUs 1 frame, and each GPU creates a frame in 1 second. Then you get 24 times faster result when you do this embarrassingly parallel jobs. With centralized providers, this is also very costly. But if you go decentralized way, this costs same with renting 1 GPU and waiting 24 times more. So there is cost and time efficiency on this method. And there is also AI inference. For AI inference, there is LLMs. There is text-to-speech, video generation, image generation, etc. For all of these things, you need higher GPUs. You need clusters of GPUs. And for that matter, you need to rent, for example, 8 H100 chips to run like a 400 billion parameter model. And it costs $10,000, $15,000 with rental ways. So if they come to OpenGPU network, they will just create the model. They say, I have 400 billion parameter model source, and they will pay for each task. Instead of paying 15,000, maybe they will pay $50 at the end of the month. So there are many ways of converting your AI workload, compute workload to decentralized way, and it is very technical actually. So I think I should stop and talk basic.
Yeah, because if you go too technical, we have a technical audience, but people, they will go crazy. So but it's also good to give like a little bit of suspense so they can, they can contact us and reach us and this type of thing. But that's very interesting actually. And like on this aspect, maybe that's for also something very interesting for you, Fatih, because when I travel, because as you already said, like we live a little bit the same lifestyle. When I went to Turkey, there was like a Solana conference over there, and what I noticed is there are like a lot of builders, but like young students, they're like really invested as well in AI and Web3. So over there, like there is also like a big community of builders that you can support, and that you can, like the universities, like maybe the associations, this type of things over there. That's also something that you try to leverage based on like all the workload that you described, because I'm pretty sure that they're like trying to run like this image generation, this video generation, and all type of things, and they want to have access to to like they want to run like fast tasks at a cheaper rate and to have like access to this high quality. So in that aspect, that's pretty good. That's what you're doing, guys.
Yeah, it is ideal for like students and researchers because they don't have the budget, so they just go to these decentralized providers and they will just pay for a few hours instead of whole month.
Exactly. In and out. Boom, boom.
Yeah.
Okay. And now we discussed like different topics, a lot open GPUs and so on. So why why do we have this call together as well? It's obviously to celebrate like a partnership. We've been working together like for a while, and now we're like, okay, it's the right time to share it with the public and so on. So it's not me like making just an advertisement of Nosana, but I think that would be good as well for both communities to understand like a little bit how we work together. I know that Jordi, you briefly mentioned it, and also you, Jordi, but maybe like from your point of view, like, and guys, I didn't bribe anyone, I didn't like pay anyone, so like just sharing like a little bit like the experience, what you aim to achieve and so on with us, and like the vision why we're working with us, because you have GPUs, we have GPUs, so like people they might ask like, but what are they doing together? So maybe you can reply to this question from your perspective.
Okay, would you like to start, Fatih, or shall I?
You can start and
okay.
And then I will add.
No, so I think for starters, our mission is the same, to make compute accessible to everyone in the world, no matter what you are doing or where you are located. And we of course we had a lot of talks about this together, and finally Nosana has a lot of GPUs in its network to rent out, and we saw a good synergy because we were focusing on the task-based aspect of this. So not even hourly rental, but really per task, can even be less than a second. And by cooperating, we are combining our networks, which makes our exposure multiply. And also, I think on a personal level, intercompany, we have a very good relationship. What allows also our technological people to work together to implement the functions of both systems, and also in some ways to educate each other and to make both Nosana and OpenGPU a better place finally for the user. So I think, it was a no-brainer to organize this partnership. But Fatih, maybe you can elaborate a little bit.
Yeah, sure. So OpenGPU is a protocol. So actually, we don't own any GPUs that is on our network. Providers and individuals, they just subscribe to our protocol. So Nosana is another GPU provider, and when Nosana subscribes to OpenGPU protocol, then Nosana can use unrented idle GPUs to execute AI workloads on OpenGPU task pool. So that creates additional revenue stream for Nosana. That creates additional revenue stream for OpenGPU. So overall, it makes compute more accessible. So this partnership makes very much sense for each parties on this aspect.
Yes, exactly. So, and as you already said, like the goal at the end of the day is to make like this world a better place. How? By making compute accessible and affordable for everyone. So that's the mission. We share the same missions, and that's why we're working together. And also we share like the same passion, Jordi and I, like Fatih, Matt, everyone. So like the team just clicks. So that's a good thing. Actually, for the little story, we met in Singapore. And since there, like we've been to different countries. We saw each other in Dubai. We saw each other like in the Netherlands and so on. And like this, I'm very happy with this collaboration on the technical level, on the business level, and on the human level. And I hope it's gonna last for long.
Likewise,
okay.
my friend. Likewise.
Likewise. Thank you, guys. Okay, we still have like a little bit of minute. So what I would like to ask is like more like a broad question regarding, like we discussed about the AI infrastructure, but now I would like to go like to a higher level a little bit and discuss like a little bit like the AI current situations, because right now, what maybe it's just my personal feeling. I feel like if I sleep for a week and I wake up a week later, I feel like AI is already, I've missed like 15 updates, you know? So, like between the race between Claude, Gemini, ChatGPT, whatever, everything like is going crazy right now. Robotics, Optimus, and so on. So, I would like to see a little bit your point of view, guys. Like, what are you the most excited about? Who do you think is gonna win the race? Like Google with Gemini, Cloud, like OpenAI with ChatGPT, and so on. Because every week there are like crazy updates, and also like can they keep the space? Because like yeah, at this point it's just going crazy.
I see. For this thing, I think for Web 2 and internet boom, I think Google won that race, and like with Google search engine, and they created like a multi-trillion-dollar company. But for AI space, I think there won't be like single-handedly like I don't think anyone will take the flag and go like individually. I think it will be more collaborative. And with the current state of world, I think there will be open source models, open source communities, and these communities will take place on this race, I think, because the world has realized with this blockchain technology, they realized as the whole world we can work together and we can create protocols. So I think with this AI boom, there will be few of these kind of communities that will get in the race, and they won't let one company to take the flag. This way, it will stay decentralized, and the power of AI will not belong to one company. It will belong to the world itself. So I think it is very important, and as decentralized compute protocols, we give efforts to these kind of communities. We are trying to give power to these communities to keep them in race. It is very important for the future of humanity too, because AI is too powerful. If one company, one group take the all power of this AI, then they will be superior than the rest of the world. So this shouldn't happen, and AI should stay, AI compute, AI access should stay permissionless. And I think for me, it is this is my wish. I wish that none of these companies will win the race. They will always stay in the race.
Ah man, that's good. Power to the people. I think like he's not there today, but I'm pretty sure he's listening. Jesse will love your answer because he's a big advocate of power to the people and the decentralizations, and yeah, I think from far away like he's giving you like a higher thumb up. Yeah. And you, Jordi, you want to share something like from your point of view, because like Fatih has the technical point of view, maybe from a business point of view, like what are the tools that you're really excited about, like the innovation that you really like? Okay, I want to see it. Is it like robotics, like you know, like you want to come back home and see like a robot like doing your laundry, like like is it like the defense? Because like now we see like a
Yeah.
military robot, like, what do you think about like the current status and the current
Yeah,
race?
it's a very interesting question, and I like to think and to talk about this topic with my colleagues and my friends also. And what I really like is, of course, on a political scale, you have a lot of talking also about AI. But just like what happened with the internet a couple of decades ago, and if you look at it now, there's a lot of things happened. Not everything is very useful, but you get used to it. So then you use it on a personal level as a consumer. But what I like is the appliances where the quality of life grows for everyone. So if AI becomes more evolved, what it will be, it can improve the lives of every human on Earth, essentially. And this can go from efficiency perspective, or healthcare, or it's in every segment of the lives. And what I'm interested about is the appliances, what will come to improve the daily quality of the life of the people. And from a more ideological perspective, I was also thinking about this lately. When the super AI comes, or at least a very much evolved artificial intelligence, then of course you have always this argument, it can be used for the good and for the bad in the world. And what I like about the decentralized nature is then we are not relying so much of the big corporations, which can also be focused too much on profit and not enough on social impact from time to time. And I think with the decentralized nature of what we are all working on, the power comes to the people, and then we have to hope that the people as a collective are in the state of mind to use AI for the good things in the world. And this is for me most interesting to think about when we have this strong and elaborate artificial intelligence, how it will be applied. And so I think from a technical perspective, there's a lot to do to come to this stage, but also we don't have to forget about the personal or the ideological perspective to put our resources where it can make the most impact and improve the quality of life of the people.
That's true. That's a very good answer, because that's why as well people are using AI is to make to be better at the job, to remove the human error, to improve like the day to day. And yeah, that's a very ethical answer as well. Like make the world a better place.
Yes, yes.
At the end of the
This
day.
must be the goal.
Yeah. Yeah. So you guys heard it here first, you know, like so we push power to the people, more like open source AI models, use open GPUs, use Nosana, have fun. If you want, if you have any question, you can contact us. You know where to find us. Like maybe you can share like some alpha, some like information for the community before we close this conversation. Jordi, Fatih?
Yeah, I think we can share our relaygpu.com. It is AI as a service platform. You can just go and register to relaygpu.com, and you will get $3 free credits for the tested. There is text generation, video generation, image generation. There are all kind of models. So we are releasing this relaygpu.com. It is still on open beta, not the end product, but it is improving day by day. So I can give a community to this information, and they can go and just create an image within seconds if they go to relaygpu.com right now. It is product of OpenGPU.
Good. And Jordi, like last question, like what AI event you're gonna do? What event you're gonna do this year? Where I'm gonna see you? Like, is it in Dubai? Is it in Singapore, Hong Kong? Because yeah, where I'm gonna see you guys, and where can the people see you, meet you?
I wanted also to give you a call, Bourgeois, because I think it's overdue that we've seen us in real life. So
That's
we need
true.
to align the agendas a bit. But no, for us, we are going to the major events this year. So in March, we will be in California for the biggest NVIDIA event of the year. Of course, we will go again to the AI exhibition in Singapore. And also there are some interesting events in the Middle East. And so then we speak about Dubai. Also the event we were the last time, Bourgeois, was very nice from my perspective.
Yeah, friction. Yeah.
And yeah. And
was it frictionless? No, it was
Function One.
Function One.
Very nice event. So I think our focus will be related to events on the Middle East, Asia, and the US. And in Europe, of course, we try to fit as much in our agenda as possible. But I think it's also important to go overseas. So yeah.
Okay, focusing on the hot market.
Yes, definitely.
Okay,
yeah,
that's good.
And of course,
that's good.
we have also crypto aspect to our business, but in terms of events, we are mostly going for the AI side, not so much the crypto side, because we believe so much in the product that when we make the product successful and get to the stage where a lot of traffic is on the platform, we are sure that the crypto coin will follow in a positive way, even when the markets are down. So we also keep positive in this regard.
Yes. Exactly. So yeah, this, like as you said, like there is a crypto side and a Web3 side, which is great, and and obviously this type of conversation, what I like to do is to present the people behind the project, but also to present like the product to show that some people that they always focus on the speculative side of crypto, and know that the market is bad. They're like, oh, maybe it's going so bad for them. But actually, no, we're still here, we're still building, we're still focused, and the token is here to power the network, to incentivize people to contribute and to do all this type of things. That's why they're strong economics. That's why they're big brain behind this project, like OpenGPUs or whatever project out there. And yeah, so that's why we can even do 5 hours without even talking about tokens. So yeah, thank you guys for your time. Jordi, we can call even straight away after this one. That's
Let's
gonna be
do
private, guys. Sorry, but you can meet us at whatever conference we're gonna be there. And,
delicate topics, yes.
Yes, exactly. Yes. And then yeah, have a good day, guys. And thank you again for your time.
Thank you very much, Bourgeois.
It was very good.
It was great to be here. Thank you.
Yes. You're welcome. You're welcome. Always a pleasure.
Likewise. All the best. Take care.
Ciao.
Bye-bye.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.